Absolutely nothing! Yeah! Alright, hello internet. My name's Nihill. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about, I don't know if you guys have been watching the news lately, but there's been all these peace talks between North and South Korea lately. Basically, North and South Korea, they're trying to sign a peace agreement to supposedly end the war, the Korean War back in like the 1950s or whatever. Apparently when the war ended, they signed a ceasefire, not a peace treaty. I don't know, whatever. The real part about this is they're trying to bring about actual peace to the peninsula of Korea. Kim Jong-un, that crazy leader of North Korea, wants to actually get rid of his nuclear weapons, which would be like a huge thing. Probably help bring about peace and stability in that part of the world in exchange for them ending all the economic sanctions that have been leveled against this country. So are you actually saying that the economic sanctions that they've been increasing against this country all these years are actually starting to work? Basically, Kim Jong-un and Moon Jae-in, like the North Korean and South Korean leaders, they like met at the border, like all these crazy things happen. Shoot a couple videos now of some of the crazy things that happened like during some of these meetings. Yeah, so in the first video, this is basically Kim Jong-un's car driving to the border area, which is kind of like really ridiculous because there's basically like 50 like North Korean security guards running alongside the car. You'd think you'd put it like in an armored car in a convoy, like with several cars. No, they just had one car and they had like 50 security guards running along the outside, so that's pretty funny. Second clip I wanted to show you is this is like when they first met. Basically, Kim Jong-un and Moon Jae-in. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm like not pronouncing your leader, South Korea, correctly, but they met at the border, spoke a few words, shook hands. Kim Jong-un crossed into South Korea. And then they like shake hands, and then both of them cross into North Korea and shake hands and stuff. But yeah, they basically met the border and they're trying to have like peace talks. Kim Jong-un wants to give up his nuclear weapons. I mean, I don't know if I believe it at that point, but if he actually gave up his nuclear weapons, that would help bring about a lot of peace in the region. You know, Japan would be happy about that. South Korea would be happy about that. My country, the United States, would be happy about that. Hey, maybe Trump actually did do something good for once. Who knows? There's actually a third video I want to show you right now. So like in this video, basically, the North and South Korean president were helping plant a tree together. So show that video now. So now that video actually like reminds me, you can actually find a list online of like a lot of these incidents, but you know, basically since the North and South Korean War ended, you know, like for the most part, you know, there hasn't been any major wars like since that war ended, but there are several border skirmishes between the two countries. Basically, it's kind of funny that they planted this tree because back in alright, let me pull up this article. It's called the Korean Axe Murder Incident, August 18th, 1976. Basically, United States forces, South Korean forces against North Korean forces. Basically, American forces wanted to cross into the zone that separates the two countries, the demilitarized zone. They wanted to cut down a tree. It was blocking their view from observation points on the south side of the border, trying to observe the counterparts on the north side of the border. They wanted to cut down this one particular tree. So they crossed over with a bunch of axes, and they're cutting down the tree. And the North security forces showed up, and they're like, you can't cut down that tree. Was it Kim Jong-il, they said, planted it? Which I guess was like the leader before Kim Jong-un. The United States and South Korean forces were like ignoring them. The North Koreans picked up some of the axes and like killed two people. So then like, was it the next day? Or a few days later, the South Koreans and the Americans sent a huge force over there and like cut down the tree later on. They brought like way more people than before. At that point, the North Koreans pretty much just like let them alone. It's kind of funny because the second time they crossed into the demilitarized zone, they cut down the tree, they called it Operation Paul Bunyan, which is kind of funny because Paul Bunyan is like a character that chopped down trees, a fictional character that was like a big lumberjack, a big dude or whatever, so yeah. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, we're trying to sign a peace treaty and stuff. Like, can that much stuff change between them? Like, are there still going to be border incidents between the two sides? There's going to be like refugees from North Korea fleeing to South Korea or to China. The next thing is like, what's China going to say about this? Because I know China is supposed to be like allies with North Korea, even though like the United States and China are huge trade partners with each other. So I mean, they would probably want a stabilized situation in that region to affect trade, but at the same time, I know China doesn't want U.S. troops on their borders, and I'm sure, North Korea would want less U.S. troops in South Korea. If North Korea keeps threatening South Korea's nuclear war all the time, or conventional war, or whatever, or there's a lot of border skirmishes between them, the United States isn't gonna take troops out of South Korea because of that. North Korea is still an evil communist dictatorship where they basically suppress their own people, they jail their own people. Basically, Kim Jong-un is still basically Hitler. He still has concentration camps where basically like work death camps where they have political prisoners where they'll hold them inside these camps and work them until the day they die to force slave labor, basically. The last thing I wanted to point out in this video is that the South Korean's leader, God, I keep forgetting his name, Moon Jae-in, he's saying that President Trump should actually get the Nobel Peace Prize because, Trump is, since his presidency, I know is increased restrictions on North Korea, and he's like, North Korea is evil, and keeps goading on the North Korean president, don't develop nuclear weapons, blah 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 blah. So you want to think is it because of all this stuff that United States is putting more pressure on North Korea that North Korea wants to give up their nuclear weapons? Is that what's going on here? I don't know, but I find that funny that now South Korean president wants to say that the United States President Trump should get a Nobel Peace Prize, especially since even in my own country or in other countries, people are saying that, President Trump literally, I don't care whether you are for or against President Trump, but to say that he's literally Hitler is ridiculous, especially since Kim Jong-un is literally Hitler, that has basically all these death camps that he's sending these political prisoners to and basically works to death. People are executed on a daily basis in these work camps, blah blah blah. But I don't know, maybe someday in my lifetime we'll see a reunited Korean country. Maybe not, who knows. But at least these peace talks has been happening over the weekend. Maybe that's a step in the right direction. Well, okay, that's the end of my video of me ranting on this whole situation. It'd be nice to bring about peace, but it'd be nice to get rid of some nukes though on the North Korean peninsula there. Okay, we get rid of one crazy guy with nukes, now hopefully we can get rid of a couple other crazy guys with nukes, right? Alright, thanks for watching my video. Bye-bye!